Hello, hello. Welcome. It is Hump Day Wednesday. It is time for the Business of Dating show. I am so excited for this episode tonight because it is very practical, very realistic for those of you who are online dating, trying to navigate dating online. I know I had my journey with it back in the days. But our guests tonight, Rio and Micca Watkins, are going to get you straight. They have a great group. I'm going to give you all their information. We're just going to talk. So if you don't know me by now, my name is Tamika Johnson, aka the Matchmaking Attorney. If you want more information about me and our services at Platinum Connections, visit the website myplatinumconnections.com. Our guests are also matchmakers as well. So it's a whole community of people. So we are going to get you there. We are going to find love for you. Just listen to the experts sometimes. We're going to get you there. So I'm going to do a brief intro and then I'll bring on our guests. We're going to get this show started.
If you are single and tired of trying to navigate these dating streets, then be sure to tune into the Business of Dating live series and podcast, where yours truly, Tamika Michelle Johnson, aka the Matchmaking Attorney, will be joined by guests as we talk about how to date the right way as a successful professional in the 21st century. Join us live on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on Facebook or YouTube, or catch the replay. And to reach us, simply visit thematchmakingattorney.com. See you soon.
Yes. We are back. We already have our first comment from Adrian. Hey, Adrian, thanks for joining. So excited to watch. Me too. We're going to do this. So, Rico, Micca, thank you for joining us tonight. Are you there?
Thank you for having us. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're here. Can you hear us?
Yes. So,
okay. Listen, I am praying to internet gods today.
Yeah, I understand. My internet was acting up on my show yesterday. So I'm just thinking, listen, if I just leave the screen, I just hope you guys keep the conversation going. I know you guys are professionals. Just keep it going. I know you're in your way to cash, so I know you know how to do this thing.
We're in the house. We're in the house.
Yes, and also we actually were in two groups together. We're in Speak Your Way to Cash group, and we're in the Black Speakers Network together. And so I have to.
So we're family.
That's
family.
We are family. Yes, I do have to say, Facebook is great for business and connecting and developing relationships. So if you are an entrepreneur, get on Facebook and utilize it to your advantage. So. Let's do it. We're talking about creating dynamic online profiles. So I became a part of your group. I don't know how I got in your group. I don't know if I was invited. I don't know how it happened, but I've been there for a while. And I know you all started talking a lot about online profiles and getting people connected and just kind of tweaking some things. And so that's why I reached out to you all about a month and a half or so ago to get you on, and then in the interim you became matchmakers as well. So I'm gonna let you guys introduce yourselves. Tell us how you got started into your both dating and relationship experts, your speakers, again, matchmakers, how you just got started in this field, this industry, this realm, from where you started to where you are today.
Absolutely. So hopefully we're on time with our internet, but what's up? So we're Rio and Micca Watkins. We're the founders of Power Mates. Are a married couple who are in love with people, falling in love, especially singles. So started out because people were attracted to our love story to be, from not knowing each other. I'm from Texas, from Canada. Within a year, I was living here. All through the means of online dating and meeting each other through the internet. So people were interested in how in the world did y'all do this, because we went through a process of learning how to do dating. So the process of helping out people, it's like, hey, let me help you out with finding somebody. It became, hey, I'll pay you to help me find somebody. And it became successful, started building its own community out, and which turned into saying, you know, we do this a business, something that's a passion for us. So, long story short, that's how we formulated.
So Rio gave a version of the story, and I won't add to it.
That's a good version.
For one in my life, I'm not going to add to Rio's story,
Okay.
but I am going to say we're super excited because we just celebrated first wedding that came out of our community 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we're super excited. Shout out to Yedidia and Ramona. They actually met in our group and they did the darn thing. And 2 years later, here they are, and they just exchanged wedding vows. So yes.
That is awesome. Congratulations. A wonderful testimony. And so, okay, so your internet was going out a little bit. Now, did you all meet online?
Yes, ma'am. Right here on Facebook.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Hopefully you hear some people. Yeah. We met in a Facebook group.
Really?
So let me tell you what really happened, okay? So we're both divorced, right? Like Rio said, he was living in Texas, in Dallas. I was living in Toronto. And going through our journey of divorce, we both decided around the same time to take a break from dating because we really just wanted to find ourselves, do the self-healing, all the stuff that we know we tell our clients to do, right? And as we were going through that journey, a friend of mine told me that there's a group on Facebook that I need to be a part of because she knows I love traveling and there's a bunch of single people in the group, right? And they all love to travel. So I said, okay, cool. I'll join the group. Unbeknownst to me, Rio's friend in Texas told him the exact same thing almost around the exact same time. He loves to travel. He's always traveling. He's single. Why don't you join this group? So one day I was in the group after, making a few connections and nothing really went anywhere. And I woke up one morning and I looked at my phone and one of the first notifications was from the group. And there was a post in the group. And the post said, and I hope your audience are all adults. The post said, sex is great, but would you support your woman in your relationship? So there were one-line answers and all that stuff. And then there was a name. It said Rio De Niro. There wasn't a picture of him. It was just like a cartoon type of drawing. And then like a paragraph. And it said, not only will I support her, but I will open up my wallet and 50 Shades of Grey on that ass. And I was like, whoa. Okay, sir, hold on. So I commented back on Rio's comment, and I was like, whoa, where have you been all my life? And then he was like, right here. And we started kind of bantering on the post. So the moderator in the group was like, okay, Rio, you need to jump into Micca's DMs like ASAP. And I kind of just left it at that. But then I was like, hold on a second. If he jumps in my DMs, I won't know because we're not friends. So sure enough, I went to go check my friend request or my message request. And there he was, sent me this message. So he jumped in my DMs and he just never left.
I love it. Love it. I hear about people getting connected on Facebook. That's just never been my story. I've never really been on Facebook a lot for personal reasons or personal usage, should I say. But I've heard about it and I've heard like DMs and all that. So I love that. Congratulations. So how long have you guys been married?
Thank you. We have been married now 3 years. Yeah, 3 years.
Okay, love it. So for people who don't know me or know my story, I actually met my husband online too, but way back in the day, and I'm sure I'm going to show my age, but we met on Black People Meet. Like before, like online dating was even
oh my God. Oh God.
Yes, so back in 2003, he was literally the first person that I met from online. I was not his first, but definitely the last. So it was in 2003, but we didn't start dating officially until 2017. We got married in 2018. So we kind of, connected, lost contact, other relationships, dated, and then kind of came back together. So I'm a big proponent of online dating. It definitely can work. There's crazy people on and offline. So you have to be careful either way. But yeah, so not only just taking the certain precautions, but getting it right. right? Putting yourself out there, your profiles, your pictures, and all that. There's a science to that. There are people who charge just for that. Even for like matchmakers, like when I have clients come in, I talk to people. I'm like, first thing we need to do, we need to take some pictures. We need to take some pictures of different things, your hobbies, be dressed up, just a variety of things. So, yeah, we have some questions. So we're gonna go through all of it. So let me see. We've got, oh my God, 5, 6, 7 questions. Let's see. Okay, we'll start with the first one. What makes an online dating profile bad? Let's start with that. When you look at someone's profile, they're like, listen, we're trying to date. I'm trying to date. Like, I'm just coming up empty. I'm semi-attractive, right? But I just can't make it connections online. What makes a bad online dating profile?
Okay.
So let me breathe for a minute. There's so many components, but right now, right? We are in a right now society. I call it the microwave society, where everyone wants everything quick. I believe the latest stat is like someone makes a first impression of you within like 0.3 seconds. They look at your profile. One of the first things that people see when they look at your profile are your pictures. So if you have bad pictures, right away, that person is on you or digging deeper to look at your photos, because the first impression they got of you, it's like, right?
The pictures are a big one. And another one that I don't think people look at enough is their lack of activity. Online dating is very unattractive. So you're online dating, but you look at it once every month. You're never really on there. So you're not responding to messages. You're not out there having a good time. You're not engaging or starting conversation. You just have a whack profile that's not being utilized. Get a lot of success. So it's not just building a profile, but being active is important.
Okay. Okay, so I have another question. Okay, so let's do the reverse of that. What makes a good dating profile?
I think it has to be, I like profiles that are well written, and not only well written, but like show a piece of your personality. And a lot of times these online dating profiles, like they're either really short and horrible, or they read like a job interview. You know what I mean? It's like I'm reading a resume, and it's
or like your business bio.
Yeah, so your personality isn't even coming out at all. And so when I'm looking at your pictures, I'm reading your profile, I want to know a little bit about you, but also want to know a little bit about what you're looking for. And a lot of times those things is normally missed in that translation to me.
So, and I have a tip where that's concerned, because I know it's 2022. I know we have some boss women, some really proud men. Guess what? Leave some things for when y'all start communicating, when y'all get on the phone calls, when you go on the dates. These people don't need to know how many degrees you have or how many businesses you own. Like, it is not sexy.
Don't be all. I'm sorry. Last one. I know you got to go forward. I'm sorry, sis.
No. You're fine.
But you know that people get on there too, and they start complaining about their experiences in dating. So it's automatically, I'm not going to deal with this. Don't come at me if you're talking about that. And if you playing games, wow, I don't even know your name yet, and you already tell me what you're not going to put up with. So it's unattractive. You got to imagine somebody coming to a club and saying, hey, don't talk to me if you're going to be tripping and wearing that. I don't even know you. So a lot of times profiles read like that, and that's also
from the jump.
Yeah, it's not hot at all.
So I know you guys are online dating profile people, but this is my thing. When I was on there, I would prefer someone to just talk about, when I say talk about yourself, like, what do you like? Like, put in your profile, I like to such and such. Let pictures correspond with that. Something witty in there, something funny, maybe a favorite quote, a favorite book, something like that, as opposed to I'm looking for A, B, C, and D. Because there's so much more into that. Because someone could read A, B, C, and D. Okay, I don't fit any of those things, but they keep on going. But you know, show who you are, what you like to do, and if somebody who gravitates towards it, then fine. Then you know you connect. But I just the whole, A, B, C, and D, it's a bit much. So
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is a good one here. And again, I have not been online dating in some years. So I know there's some new dating websites out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard good and bad things, especially because my demographic is Black professional women, successful women. And the question is, what are the best online dating sites for Black professionals?
Oh my God.
So what I've heard, I haven't heard that Bumble or Bumble or something else, not Tinder. I think Tinder is like a hookup site.
Yeah.
Tinder, you hook up on Tinder.
Tinder's known more for the hookup. So generally, if you're on there, don't be surprised if you get someone reach out like right away. They just want to meet, so you guys can go hook up, have sex, and then that's the end of that.
Yeah, and that's a great question, but it really depends on what you're looking for out of a relationship. But some of the ones that we tend to use and find success, especially in the demographic you're talking about, there's an app called BLK, right? Or the BLK app, which is fairly new, but it has a lot of our folks on there. So for women, especially women that we've coached on BLK, they've had a lot of success with the brothers that are on BLK. So that's one that we recommend, especially for Black professional women. If you're going to be dating online, it's pretty
good. Another one that's really good is Hinge. That's a really good one. OkCupid is also a good one. Match is another good site. Facebook dating for our clients, they've been winning on Facebook dating. But let me tell y'all this, where that question is concerned. It's not about the app. The app is not going to find you success, because what you'll find sometimes is you could be on 5 apps and you might be seeing the same type of people or the same people on the 5 apps. What will bring you success is how you as the individual maneuver the app, the conversations that you have outside of the app, how you conduct yourself through the process when you go from app to first date and after. It's not about the app. That's why we have women, some find success on Facebook dating, some are finding it on BLK. One of our clients, she's getting married in a couple of weeks, and she met her person on eHarmony. And eHarmony has been quoted as to not being that great, right? So it's not about the app. It's about how you maneuver yourself. And when it comes to coaching, that is where you want to focus on. How do I maneuver myself if I'm going to be on this app? Not so much which app is a good app.
That's interesting, because I definitely had an opinion about that. And you mentioned eHarmony. I remember back in the day that I was on eHarmony and I was like, oh, this is horrible. Like, I got nobody interested. And that was the total opposite response than any other app. So I was like, eHarmony is not great. It's the most expensive, and it just was not working for me. So, I had to leave. But it's funny that you say it. People do change apps. I remember, again, I met my husband in 2003 on Black People Meet, and he had the same name. And when I go on another app, I do a search for him. He had the same name. He was on that app as well. No Drama Night was his profile name. Everywhere he went, he was back. He was on Match, and he was on Plenty of Fish. He was everywhere. And I guess I was everywhere too. But yeah. So that's funny. Yeah, people they switch. And I did hear BLK. I heard that was a good one. I actually heard about that from my daughter, who is 20. She's 20. I'm like, oh my God. But she has a little boo thing right now. So
did she meet him on the app?
I'm not sure if it was that app or not, to be honest with you. She did meet him online, but he's a really good kid. He's in his early 20s. Really good kid, really solid. So I do have to say that. So there definitely are good people out there. And you mentioned maneuvering, like how you maneuver and how you present yourself on different apps. I always like to say that it's important. You guys are also dating and relationship coaches. And for me, and you matchmake now as well, I've always felt like most people, 95+% people, should go and invest in a dating coach, because a lot of us have not been taught how to be in relationships. Especially if you've reached around 40 or so, you've never been married, 50, 60. Just let's learn how to tweak it a little bit, right? Get a dating coach so you know about you and how you approach relationships. And get a matchmaker. That's our thing right there. If you want to go that way, if you don't have the time, invest in it. It's a value proposition, definitely. I think get a relationship coach, because those things need to continue. You need the expertise throughout, because nobody has it figured out. And I know you guys, you do all of them. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
But one thing I do want to mention, I watched a video of yours you guys did a couple weeks ago, and it was about rejection. Even though I didn't get the first part, because you said you poured your heart out for the first 15 minutes or so. Like I was like, oh my God, my headphones off, and they just like, what can I hear? That's all the comments. So yeah, I wish I could.
It was
so good, but
it was fire too.
It was just us.
Yeah,
I bet.
We enjoyed it.
Talk a little bit about questions that you asked. It was in the video that you had. Talk about rejection, and asking questions early, the difficult questions early. Why would you do that, and what's the benefit of doing that?
So there's a several benefits, and so let me tell you about what happens when you don't do that. I think it'll be easier to lock in. When you don't ask the questions early, we get months down the line really starting to like somebody, and then you find out something that was a deal breaker could have been found out in week 1. You didn't ask until month 2, and now you're starting to make compromises and settling for a relationship that you shouldn't have been in the first place because you didn't ask the questions. So people get scared to ask a question because they're scared of the response. So if I ask the question, am I going to pull the person away? Are they going to shut down? What's the point in holding on to stuff like that when you know it could be something that can either make you want to move forward or be something that's going to make you take a step back and still reevaluate the situation, right? So for us, it's about asking the questions, but not being an interrogator, but being very open-minded, being very transparent with those questions that you're asking, and also letting that adult know why you're asking the question, right? So we're not about putting a spotlight on somebody and putting them in a room and doing that. We're not about that. We are about having open dialogue and setting the table to have adult conversations. We can both make a good decision that's good for both of us, because we don't want to play games. I ain't got time for that. I know your people ain't got time for that. So let's ask the question to get them out there.
Exactly. It's fact finding, right? Just with what Rio said, you want to know upfront because you don't want to waste your time. And a lot of why, as adults, as grown people, we don't ask the question is because we are afraid of the answer that we're going to get back. And the reason why a lot of people fear the answer that they're going to get back is because they within themselves don't know exactly what they want. They haven't taken the time to figure it out. So they say, okay, I don't really know what I want. But a man who is ready for marriage, who is going to be super liking him. So let me just write it out and see where he's going to end up liking what I like over time. You can't do that, because then you end up in a situation where you're trying to change someone or you're trying to conform them to what you think you want when you don't even have the clarity of the direction that you'd like to go. So then you go through, try to guess it. You don't have to guess it. Relationships, it's not that type of a science. When you go into it with that clarity, it's just like in business. We're heading into 2023. As business owners, we've already started planning our 2023. We have clarity as to what the year to look like. So we're using the fourth quarter to prep ourselves to walk into 2023. Use this time in your singleness yourself to have the clarity of what you desire in your relationship. So when it does show up, you'll know that that's it. and you move accordingly instead of trying to bend it all what it is that you want.
It's just like you said, you need a dating coach. You said it perfectly. And you're trying to go through it by yourself. It is a mistake. It really is. And it doesn't mean that you're bad. It just means it can be better. The dating coach is important.
Yeah. So here's one thing, talking to a lot of men that they kind of complain about with women, especially kind of women that are our demographic again, successful, don't have a lot of time, know what they want. They want to get married. They want to have a relationship. And they say this very soon within, the first meeting, first date, that kind of thing. And it makes a lot of men, it's a turn off to a lot of men. What is your suggestion for women who are like, listen, I know what I want. I'm very upfront. This is what I want. But at the same time, you're going to have to balance how soon you say that and what you should be doing. I have my own theory, kind of hold off on that, get to know the person, give it some time. But some women are like, no, this is what I want. Boom, 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 boom. What do you tell women who feel like that? There's like, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my time. So this is what I want. I want marriage. I want a relationship. And men are kind of like, whoa.
Listen, I've had some run-ins in my single day. I met a lady for a couple of weeks, and she had already wanted me to take her kids out. Like, I don't even hardly know your last name, ma'am. Like, why are you trying to put me in your life like that? So you can be overzealous when it comes to relationships. But what we talk about all the time is we really got to do a better job of listening, and we got to stop talking so much. A lot of times when you want a relationship, you do so much talking about what you want. You're doing two things that are a mistake. A great asking thoughts. That's first thing. The second thing, since we are in online dating, right?
Rio, hold on. If you can hear me, hold on a minute. Your audio is cutting out.
It's first.
You there? Okay, you there? So you moving now. Yeah, you froze on me. It looked like you were saying something good. Like your facial expressions look like
we were dropping
good.
gems.
I know you were. I can see it. We didn't hear you. We didn't hear you.
All right. No problem. Well,
I can tell you what we heard. You said basically, ma'am, why are you bringing me into your life like this? Meaning your kids. I don't even know your last name, and that's when it kind of cut out.
Okay, all right. That's the perfect place for it to cut out. That was perfect. So, so you're really overzealous when it comes to this relationship stuff. So what we teach a lot of especially the ladies that we work with, is you really have to get better at asking questions, and you got to stop talking so much. That's the first and foremost. We got to start listening to what these brothers are saying and making good decisions based on what he's saying that he wants. The man needs to have a vision, plan, and an action. We teach him what his vision is, what his plans are, and what actions he's actually taking, instead of just talking about what you want so much. The second thing is, since we are online dating, it's 2022. Whenever you're out there telling all your business early, you're talking about what your desires are, what your plans are, the fact you go to church every Sunday and all that. You can be the people who play games, dating games, love games on you, who use that information to be the Prince Charming in your life because you told him what you wanted, right? So you got to think about it that way as well. Ask questions, see what he's talking about, and if it's a good fit, great. And if it's not, we know how to move on and not continue to explore that type of situation. So talk a lot less, listen a lot more is rule number one.
Okay, gotcha.
Hopefully y'all heard that part.
We did hear that one.
All right.
Let's see. Okay. I know we're supposed to be talking about online dating profiles. So here's a question here. Do you advise, this is back to online dating, Do you advise copying and pasting individual messages on dating apps or personalizing each one? What's your suggestion?
Good question. Good question.
So here's the thing. Like I said, we live in a microwave society. We want things quick. But how would you feel if you received paste that went out to everybody else? Right? There'll be no connection, and that's straight from the get-go. For us, and what we share with our clients is run this as if you're structuring any project or anything, right? If you know you don't have a lot of time and you say to yourself, okay, I have an hour a day, 5 days a week, that's 5 hours. How many conversations do I want to engage in? Because it can get overwhelming, especially if your profile is going to be getting a lot of attention, right? In the very beginning, we say to our clients, decide how many conversations you want to have going, right? Once you hit that, don't reach out to any more people. We encourage even women reaching out to men. If they see a profile, you scan the profile. Ooh, he looks good in that shirt. I like what he said in his profile. Hey, so-and-so, I really love how you look in such and such pic. Would love to connect and get to know you more. Done. Hey, so-and-so, I love what you said in your profile about blank. Would love to connect and get to know you more. Done. Once you start having conversation and you're like, okay, I'm talking to 3 men, 5 men, whatever it is, and it gets overwhelming, don't entertain any more new people. Because now you're going to have to be remembering conversations, what they said. Some of our clients have notebooks where they actually write stuff down and keep notes to keep track of these conversations. But I am not a big fan of just having a template and copying and pasting where it's very generic. You can have the bones of a template, but then you're plugging in something personalized that you either saw in their profile or in a picture or whatever. Because then them on the receiving end, they're like, oh, she saw me or he saw me, right? So you could definitely use a mixture strategy, but it's definitely not going to be a, hi, I want to talk to you. Okay, bye.
It's like saying good morning, queen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Please don't send me good morning, queen. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. And so we teach the ladies, like, do not send men messages like that, especially high quality, high value men. Like, they get those messages creative. You just cannot send a standard message and that's going to be working.
Good morning, King. You look handsome.
Hey, head, any of that. Hey, big head, all this. Like, there's stuff we don't say, right? And so those are some.
Nice. Okay, so I have another question here. How often should I be on a dating app trying to meet people? Now, everyone's busy and don't have a lot of time. What is your suggestion as far as time during the week? How many times a week and how often?
You want to short end until you're not single anymore?
It's that every day.
It's
every day. When you feel like it.
That's like saying, exactly. That's like saying, how often should I diet when I want to lose weight? Like until you've lost the weight that you want to lose. It's we can't. Everybody's busy. Everybody's busy. Everybody's life going on. However, when you have a desire, you want so by the end of the day, if you're you don't want to, you I'm still experiencing that anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you for a minute. You guys are cutting out on me again. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, you were going out. Your audio was going out again. Yep.
Oh,
I could.
sorry about that, y'all.
Okay.
Y'all hanging here with us. We drop like y'all hanging here with us now. We try to drop some gems. They're hanging here with us.
Okay.
But she were Micca. Y'all catch what I said? I wanna.
Nope, you cut out.
We cut out.
Okay, there you are. Go ahead.
So,
And this is
about if you guys can hear us now.
Yes.
The question was, how often should you be on like the process of online dating? Mika's answer was until you anymore. I couldn't agree any more than that. But you also have to balance it the stress level. If you're trying to date, every time you're thinking about dating, not nervous, but seriously stressed out where you can't even make an action, then that's not the right way to date, right? Dating should be fun. It should be exciting. It should be sexy. It should be romantic. It should be funny. You're going to get ghosted. All those things are going to happen. So you have to be in it for those type of reasons. If you're not, then dating is going to be a chore and it's not going to be fun. So you got to be active, but you also got to make sure you're not so frustrated and so stressed that is becoming to be a chore. And now it's not worth the other person's while. You're not putting your best foot forward. So if that makes sense. You got to balance that stress level for sure, but you need to be active. You can't sit on the couch and expect to fall out the sky for sure.
Right. Okay, so we have a question of, can you be too honest on a dating app? Is there such thing as too honest? If that's the question.
Yes, you can. Yes. On a dating app, yes, you can.
So think purpose of a dating app as in the subject line of an email, right? The subject line of an email has one purpose, and that's to get them to open that email. Your dating profile has one purpose, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And all you got to do for them to message you is be in. If you're a woman, you want to look attractive because men are visual. A lot of women tend to look more for like intellect. Women will look at attractiveness, but it's not going to be like at the top of her list. They want to see, okay, what did he say in his profile? Does he sound intelligent? And then she messages him. But more for a man, they're like, oh, is she sexy? Is she cute? But that is the only purpose of your dating profile, not to give them your life story, not to throw up on them, not to tell them what you're not gonna do. You want to give them a first impression. That's why your pictures are important, and that's why your bio is important, and it needs to be short, sweet, and eye-catching.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we're not online dating. Online dating is not an online relationship. Like we're not actually in a relationship where all we do is talk on this dating app. No, the point is to meet and let's get off the app, actually building out something, right? So you're looking at, if you're on the app and you're having these months long messages with these dudes, you're doing it wrong. You shouldn't be on the app that long. You're doing too much. So time to get on the app and move off the app and do it up.
And so that's a perfect segue into the next question, which is, how soon should you go from online messages to offline? Do you have a time frame?
So, yeah. So for us, we go more about, let's say if these couple things are ticked off, we have a tick off list. If these things are ticked off, then we can go to the next level. So that might be longer or shorter for some people. For some of our people, they talk to somebody online. They're having an online conversation, not in-person dating, but they're off the app having a conversation within a day. The comfort level, and for us, what are we checking off our list to say, okay, yeah, this is worth me going to the next level of conversation. So we try to make it as easy as possible so we take out the guesswork. So that's how we normally do it. If these things are checked off, then let's move off the app and see if we can do something else.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. If I were
So
single,
yeah,
I had to figure that checklist. I'd have to get access to that checklist. So if you are single, be sure to. I'm gonna show real quick your Facebook group. I know I have Facebook. That's how I connected with you initially. No, that's your website. So powermates.io. You do have a Facebook group.
Yeah,
It's
but they
showing up
could
as
exactly.
okay, the love team. And I think you changed it to
So
PowerMate.
there's two fakes. We
Okay.
did. So there's two. So from our website, powermates.io, they could find the Facebook groups. They could follow us on Instagram. But our website's kind of like the hub, and it pushes them to everywhere else.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask a couple more questions. We're getting towards the end time. First question is for Micca. It's basically gonna be the same question, but Micca, if there's one thing that you would advise women in dating and relationships, what would it be?
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. The minute you decide to date, like I'm single and I'm ready for a relationship, I'm ready to get to know someone, you're going to have to allow yourself to date through your fears. And you're also going to have to allow yourself to trust your discernment. If you don't have those two things, you're not ready to date.
Yeah. And I would add, especially for women, just enjoy dating. Enjoy the process and let your prospects prove to you if they are worthy of your time, your heart, your attention, your affection, all of that. Enjoy the process. I know, we're so in a rush, especially if you're trying to beat a clock, whether it's a baby clock, an age clock, you just want to get into, but enjoy. Dating can be fun. And it should be fun.
It's supposed to be fun.
It should be.
It's supposed to be. And I'm going to tell you, this is especially for my ladies. And I'm guilty because I used to do this too until I checked myself. Stop being in a relationship with every man that you date. Or just because you like him, it's like, oh my God, this is my man and we're going to be getting married. No. You are not off the market. Rio says this all the time. You're not off the market until he takes you off the market. So y'all will meet. You might like each other, whatever. You go on a date, a couple dates or whatever it is. If he's not giving you what you want, or if you're not hearing what you want to hear, continue to date.
Absolutely.
Don't get caught up. Oh, well, I'm just waiting for him to tell me what he wants to do. If he was there, you would know it. Trust me, you would know it. So if you're not getting it, especially after you've expressed what you desire for your future in the relationship that you're going to have, and he's not giving that to you, continue to date until they take you off the market. You are still on the market.
Yeah. And I know one thing that a lot of women, and I probably did it as well, is let's say we meet maybe 3 men and we're just going to pick the one that we like the most and gravitate towards them and give them all of our time, energy, and all of that. Where men, on the other hand, they meet 3 women, they are continuing to see 3 women. Like there's no reason to rush it. They don't have to make a choice until maybe someone makes them make a choice. A lot of times we don't make men, we don't make them make a choice. So yeah, definitely keep on dating. Like there's 3, continue with the 3. Unless there's deal breakers, then you get fill in that space and that opening. But continue. Yeah. So for Rio, I'm gonna say the same thing. Question for you is, if there's one thing you would advise men in dating relationships, what would it be?
That would advise men? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So for the brothers, I would say this, that's a great question. I think that not every woman thinks the way you think they do about men. Not every woman is man bashing. Not every woman wants to get in your pocket. Not every woman wants to make your life harder. Not every woman is trying to dominate you. So it's really not like that. There are women out there who have prepared themselves to be a wife. Like they've really been preparing themselves to be that woman that a man's been praying about. So if you want to have that kind of woman in your life, you got to prepare to have that kind of woman in your life. I suggest you meditate. I suggest you go through some self-healing. I suggest you do get some relationship coaching. Men need it too. I suggest you get professional help, because being in a relationship is more discipline than it is emotion. To be honest, being in a healthy relationship is just as much discipline as emotion. So if you're trying to date off emotion and not off of discipline, that's a problem. So you need to know what to look for, my brother, and they're out there. But you got to get clear the same way the ladies do. You got to get clear about what you want and prepare for it now. Even before you meet her, you should be prepared to be the husband, even as of now, if that's what you really want to be. And that'll align for you, I promise. That can align for you.
Awesome. So, Micca, you posted something, or you may have been in your group, this clip of Steve Harvey. I guess it was like after one of the Family Feud shows, and he was just talking. He was saying that a man cannot be great without a woman. But he can have money, he can sign a great contract, be well off, but he can't be great without a woman. Mm-hmm. Do you both agree, as a man and a woman, husband and wife, do you both agree with that statement?
That's a great question. Now listen, for me, I was great before I met Micca. I don't get it twisted. I've been great. I've been great for a long time. You know what I mean? So don't get it twisted with me. No, but no, I think there's a lot of validity.
Right?
There's a lot of validity to what he said. I'll speak for myself. I'll speak for men in general. I am a much better, more responsible and accountable man since I've met Micca. For real, I am. And so for a lot of us guys, if I can give one more piece of advice, and I'll be done with that, this advice I think. But we don't like being held accountable, like especially single men. We don't like it. We don't try to be my mama. Don't try to tell me what to do. I live my life the way I want to live it. So none of us want that ball and chain. And I would say that for Micca, we found a healthy balance where I'm 100% the man that Rio always is, but with a lot more wisdom behind him. So I make better decisions having her with me, to be honest. And I think any man that has found his wife would say the same thing. Having that person that you can counsel with and talk to and work through things with is worth its weight in gold. So I would say the same thing. You are a better man with a wife than I was as a single man living life on my own. I am a better man now, definitely.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And
all right.
So you agree all that, Micca?
So I'm gonna say this: Rio, he had
right
those qualities. However, exactly what he just said, I agree with, and it's not even so much a man is greater because he has a woman in his life. The man becomes greater because he has a partner, right? There is a reason why businesses thrive. There's a reason. I read a story the other day, and it was about two of the biggest Black-owned banks in America are now forming a merger. Why is that? The two biggest Black-owned banks are merging to form a partnership so they can be better and provide a better product, a better service to our community. So it's not so much, so I am a better woman since I met my husband because we are partners. I know some women, they love the clout. Oh, I made him better. I did. He made me better. I am a better wife because I met my husband. I'm a better business owner. I'm a better coach. I'm a better friend because of the experiences that we have in our relationship. I grow every day as a person. Yeah. That is what people need to look at when they think about being in a relationship. you're going to be a better husband. You're going to be a better wife. You're going to have better opportunities. And if you really want to break it down, you're going to increase and improve your lifestyle. I won't even take it there because I know we don't have that time. But
it's a big deal.
Yeah. And, you know, if anyone ever hears me talk about the relationship that my husband and I have, I always refer to it as a partnership, because, you know, things really shifted when I looked at, like you said, Rio, like I was already great, right? Before all this. But when we got together, I really had to take a step back and say, well, how do I add value specifically to his life? Right? How do I compliment him and go forward with that? Because I know the things that I can do. I know what I'm capable of. But how do I benefit him? And you should see, like, it should be like that. You know, you should compliment one another. And he needs to think,
absolutely,
how does he add value to my life? You know, it's so much more than finances.
Absolutely.
Right? There's other things. And as you said, you know, I'm a better everything. Like, I run everything by my husband. We have two totally different personalities. We work really well together. Where I'm weak, he's strong. Where he's strong, I'm not as strong. I'm not gonna say weak, but you get it. You get my point. But yeah, definitely, you know, partnership and how you work together to be better as a couple. So we are about at our time. Thank you all so much. We've got to get together when the internet's a little bit more stable, because I know we missed some good stuff.
I just thought we need to do a redo.
Yeah, we have to.
Because I don't know what's going on, the connection, whatever it is, retrograde, something, but it just messed this whole thing up.
We got to do a part 2, 100%. But it's been great questions. Love being on the show. Love the whole premise, and I'm glad we're able to like this. It was really excellent. So I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Now, where are you guys out of? Where do you live?
We're in Houston.
You're in Texas. Okay. Yeah, we definitely have to.
Yeah. We're in Houston.
Okay. Nice. So yeah, this is actually the last episode for this season. This is my season 1. This is the last episode, and I think it was a great episode to end on. So you must have felt it in your spirit when you picked this date, because you did it like a month and a half, 2 months ago. So, but it's actually
right.
Because I think it's very realistic for people. This is something that people are going through. And I say, you know, test the waters with online dating. Check Rio Micca out. If you are online dating, you're not doing so well with it. Get that checklist to see when we should move it from online to offline. All of that. I love what you guys are doing. We're definitely going to connect in person soon. So the next few weeks, I'll be doing some clips of all the episodes that we've done this first season. It's going to come out on a podcast by the end of the month. So I'm just excited. I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for everyone who's looking for love. I'm excited for people who are intentional about finding love, relationships, and doing it right. Let's stop wasting time. You know, I always have to throw out stats. So my biggest one is that 50% of all Black Americans have never been, or 50% of Black Americans have never been married versus 34% of all other Americans. There's a huge marriage gap there, and we need to shorten that gap. We need to bridge that gap. Absolutely. So let's do it. Absolutely. So thank you again for coming on. You guys,
thank you for having us.
Wonderful evening, and we will be in touch. See you guys soon. And on season 2.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Peace.